All right. So I'm facing this way so the wind doesn't hit y'all as hard. I'm sorry about the wind noise. So this is the new one that I just bought. It's already got dirt all over it. It's never seen water. This will be the first time that I've cast it. You can see I'm just throwing, it's a 1/4 ounce tungsten head, EWG hook with a Bandito bug. It's a Shimano Clarus. Sorry, probably Shimano Clarus. It's a medium with a fast action tip. And this is the Shimano 150HG. Sorry, 150HG Curado. It's the MGL, as you can see right there. So it's super duper light. Like, it's crazy how small and compact and light this thing is. I mean, you could see I'm not a big guy. Any of you guys know, met me or anything like that, or know me in real life, or have met me in person? No, I'm not a big person. I'm not. I'm like 5'5", 5'6", something like that. I'm not a very tall. I don't have monstrous hands. I'm not Shaquille O'Neal. So when you see my hand engulf this thing, that's how small it is. Now it does have the windbreak on the inside, but it also has the brakes here too. So you can see I've got it set at 5. I've already tuned it a little bit. This will be my very first cast with it, so we'll see how this thing does. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, that's smooth. That is very smooth. That just whipped out there. That did. If every cast is going to be like that, I think I'm going to be in good shape. Real smooth. But I'm betting if I would have done that in that wind, I would have had a little bit of a run over and a backlash. But caught it in between wind gusts. Watermelon red. Second cast is just as smooth as the first. I'm getting good distance out of it. Like I said, I barely tuned this. I tuned it in my my dining room by simply holding it, hitting the release, the spool release or clutch, whatever you want to call it, and then just letting it drop for a second or two, making a few little minor adjustments, letting it drop, and then just redoing that. So I'm glad that it's tuned well, or it's just that good of a reel. Feel how light this thing is. It's ridiculous.
Just the weight of the rod and reel and everything.
Yeah, just feel that. There's nothing to it.
I really like the green too. That's really nice.
It's very subtle, but it's good. I'm happy with it so far. I've only made 2 casts with it, but it's smooth. It's very smooth.
That rod is very nice and light. Wow.
Clarus.
Yeah.
Oh, you backlashed. It's all right. It's a brand new line, brand new everything. So
yeah, that's what I figured. Have you? And you're dealing with the wind here too.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like the color that
forest green almost.
Yeah.
It's a dark green. It's like an off green.
Of course. And can do it for days.
Of course.
Show all your viewers that I screwed up your reel.
Brand new rod and reel.
And Tom comes along and screws up.
That's all it took.
All right, we're almost there. Yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been. But no, it's smooth. Like, I was impressed. We'll work something out.
It is nice. It's very light.
So as you guys can tell, you saw from the video that this thing is actually, like, the setup is really, really nice. I was overall really impressed with the performance of it. You saw Tom, his first cast, he backlashed. Of course, I keep my settings a little bit more loose on the spool so I can get better distance, but it's not for everybody. But overall, you can adjust the settings to your liking. For the rest of the day, I did not have any problems out of this rod and reel combo. And I've noticed that a pattern with a lot of companies, and just as a kind of a helpful tip, not everybody does this, but a lot of the major brands like Daiwa and Shimano and stuff like that, they do end up they make a rod that's kind of going to pair with the reel. So I would highly recommend doing a little bit of research so that you can find out what rod and reel combination go best together. Of course, it always is going to boil down to your personal preference. So in this case, I happen to really like the Shimano rods. I've had a few in the past, and as a matter of fact, I still have an original Cellis that was designed for cranking, and it's still used. As a matter of fact, Melmo uses it to this day. It's still a really good rod, but it's changed a little bit. But I really like to pair the brands together, and it seems to make a little bit of a difference when overall performance. Now, can you mix and match? Absolutely. I've got tons of mix match stuff, but lately, just for the sake of trying to make sure that I get the best performance that I possibly can, I pair everything up. So the MGL and the Clarus, they matched colors fairly well, so I figured that's a good pairing. Now you see I have the SLX DC, but it's paired on an SLX rod, so I expect the performance to be good, plus it's an SLX. But this is a newer one. I believe it just came out in 2021, and it really is. I think I'm going to be happy with it for a very, very long time. I haven't like torture tested it yet. Like I said, I've only taken it out the one time, but as far as I could tell, this is going to be a good combo to have if you can afford it. Now, I did want to touch on the price because this is not a cheap rod and reel combo. The rod is actually not that bad. I picked it up at Academy for $79.99 plus tax. The reel, on the other hand, the reel alone costs right at $200. So this is not a cheap reel. So when it comes to, like, it's not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest. But at the $200 range, I would expect it to perform pretty well. And so far, with the little amount that I fished it, it has performed exceptionally. I actually think it holds up really good against the SLX DC. They're pretty close to performance. So all in all, I think it's an overall good buy. If you're looking for something new, something really lightweight, then I would highly recommend going with this pairing right here. It is well worth the money. It's a very versatile. I'm throwing soft plastics on it, but I'm sure it'll work just as good for cranking. And I don't know about top water, but it would work well for a cranking setup. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm going to be doing a few more, so stay tuned. And as always, you gotta keep catching.